these past 4 days, I hosted my 4-day summer intensive event that I do every year. And each year, as I teach, I actually learn something. And this year was no exception. The thing I learned was so groundbreaking, so kind of right in front of my face, though, that I wanted to share it with everybody. I want to make sure that everybody is aware of this dynamic to learning solution-focused brief therapy. Now, it's something that I've thought about before, something I've been aware of, but something about this week really drove the point home and helped me experience it in a new way. And that is how important it is to be yourself as you're practicing solution-focused brief therapy. And let me explain for a bit. There's a huge temptation when you learn solution-focused brief therapy to replicate the question style of the person who introduced you to this approach. For example, when I first was introduced to this approach, one of my professors showed me a videotape of Steve DeShazer. So my very first attempt to do solution-focused brief therapy was actually me kind of an impersonation of Steve DeShazer. But his personality was very unique. His question style, his communication style, his way of talking was so unique, it wasn't congruent to the person that I was. So then I got a video of Insu Kim Berg. So I would try to replicate what I saw Insu Kim Berg doing. But she was equally unique in a different way and also not congruent to me. And I remember thinking, because I'm watching these two masters, the founders, the recognized founders of this approach, and it's not working, maybe I can't do solution-focused brief therapy. That was my thinking. And then I saw Dr. Linda Metcalf do it, and I tried to replicate her. And again, her style is very unique. It's very much her, and also not congruent to me and who I am. So I really started thinking that maybe solution-focused brief therapy wasn't for me. The saving grace was I was totally understanding what I was reading about solution-focused brief therapy, so I kind of kept at it. And then at some point I realized I've got to be myself as I do this, and kind of developed, my own way of practicing solution-focused brief therapy, just like everybody should develop their own way of practicing solution-focused brief therapy, and resist that urge of just trying to replicate what you're seeing someone else do. Now, of course, what you see the masters and the founders and the experienced people doing, you should allow that to inform what you do, allow that to enhance what you do, allow that to contribute to what you do. But you also have to be you. While we were doing this event last week, there was this girl. Anybody who talked to this girl for longer than 3 seconds would recognize how brilliant she is and how strong of a person she is. And we were doing an exercise, a demonstration on solution-focused brief therapy, and she was playing the role of the therapist and I was role-playing a client. And you could watch her kind of shrink and start trying to come up with questions. So much so that I had to stop the exercise and say, wait a minute, you have to be yourself. Stop trying to think of questions. Stop trying to wonder what would so-and-so say, or what question would so-and-so come up with. If so-and-so is watching this, would they think it was solution focused enough? Just be yourself and trust your language and your questions and your belief in the client. This is why I always say, it's important that you believe in the client. It's important that you practice psychotherapy from your heart, because then your questions come from the right place. You don't have to think about them. Just be yourself. And we restarted this exercise, and now this person was being brilliant and being strong and just trusting that the questions would flow from them. And it ended up being a huge moment in this event. So all of you, as you are practicing solution-focused brief therapy, don't try to replicate Elliot Connie and Chris Iveson and Linda Metcalf and Harvey Ratner and Evan George and Steve DeShazer and Insu Kim Berg and Eve Lipchick and on and on and on and on and on. Allow these people to inform what you do, but please don't forget to bring you into the therapy session. The most important thing you can do in a therapy session is be yourself. Because if you're not being yourself, then your client can't connect with you. And if your client can't connect with you, then it doesn't matter what approach you're doing, it won't have an impact. So please remember, always be yourself and bring you into the therapy room. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for checking it out. And always, like always, I really appreciate it. So please help me spread the word. Give me a like. Give me a share on your social media pages. Share it with your colleagues and friends. Let's spread the word of this amazing dynamic approach. Thank you, and have a great day.